Hey there, Unc in my yacht. Really can't say grand rising because it is in the afternoon. So grand afternoon. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I was asked a question, and I don't got enough fingers to do a lot of typing, so it's better for me to verbally express myself. So I'm going to answer this question, and it kind of ties in, I guess, with current topics or current events and things of that nature. So I have a friend who lives out here. He made a comment, he made a post earlier asking a question of the people on his feed. I will read the question. It says, "Good morning, FB friends and family. Hope all is well. There's been talk about this. So would you rather have a commitment or a marriage? And if so, what's the difference?" And he is really asking this question. So my answer was, your question suggests that they are two, which would mean commitment and marriage, are two different things, which I feel is an issue and why we need to change how we view marriage. I said that I am in an involuntary committed relationship. And every time, me and my mate make love, we are solidifying our marriage. So someone questioned, my answer, and I'm going to respond, I'm saying, to that individual. So I actually met this person at an event called Chill and Chat, which is a dope situation out here in Macon, Georgia. If you are out here, whenever Sister Krista is having that, you should definitely attend. It's a very nice, mature, sociable situation. And at that event, I pretty much expressed that I feel that you shouldn't even get married unless you're with somebody for at least 10 years. That was my thoughts. And of course, most people in the room gasp and, don't agree with that. So the person who asked the question is pretty much saying that they've been in the same situation as me. They've been in a long-standing relationship with an individual and they were committed on their side, but I'm going to make the assumption that the other person, didn't have the same sentiment or didn't feel the same about her. They weren't committed like she was committed. So in her mind, she feels like she's been there and done that. So she's questioning me, and how do I know that my other partner, that my partner is just as committed to the situation as I am? So my answer to that is, that's honestly not the issue. When you get into a relationship, if you're going into a relationship to try to find happiness, to to complete yourself, you're already on the wrong side of the game. Me and my king, we voluntarily decide to be together. If one of us voluntarily decide that we don't want to be in a situation anymore, then we can voluntarily leave it. People are not possessions. I love him. I love him to life. I love him with everything in me. He has proven to me in these 10 years that he feels the same. If something happens in our lives where we decide that that's no longer the case, then both of us have that right to move on. So I'm not worried about, I don't spend my days trying to figure out what he is or not doing when he's not around me. That doesn't bother me. Why? Because I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. And if he is foolish enough to try to find that somewhere else, then that is his journey. That is on him, and he's going to have to live with those results. At the end of the day, I'm an adult. I am my own individual. He is an adult. He is his own individual, and we are experiencing each other. This is why I can say that. It's all about your mindset, honestly, and how you see relationships. And since this was asked of me, I'm going to put it out there because this individual also knows that I have a different spiritual path. See, most of you look look at marriage through a religious eyes. You don't separate church and state. You feel like God has a hand, you know what I'm saying, in your commitment. Yeah, see, that right there is the issue as well. Because with how religion works and all of these rules and how that works, this is why most of you are in these relationships, or you can't seem to find this commitment, because you're told that what God puts together, no one should put on asunder. Well, how do you know that that was God that put that together? Most people, y'all get into these marriages simply because you've been dating each other for a certain amount of time, because this individual has a certain type of financial, you know what I'm saying, situation. Most people do not get married for love. Most of you don't know what love is. If you don't know who you are and how to love yourself, you're doomed from the start. Everything starts with self. A marriage is a situation with two individuals. So if you don't know what love is, if you don't love yourself to the utmost, then you're absolutely going to attract somebody who doesn't know how to do the same. This is why you can be with somebody for so long and be absolutely unhappy. That's not what marriage is supposed to be about. Let me ask y'all a question. This piece of paper that you put so much stock on, it's a piece of paper, it's a document that's held in a building as records. What happens if that building blows up? What happens if that piece of paper is burnt? Are you now no longer married? Are you now no longer supposed to uphold your commitment because that piece of paper no longer exists? See, nobody has to tell me to be committed to my king. No one has to tell him to do the same. There's no piece of paper, rock, or material that you can write on, you know what I'm saying, that's going to make me, you know what I'm saying, not be committed to the individual that I chose to be committed to. Marriage in this country is about legality. It's about, if we buy this house together, you know what I'm saying, it's not just on me, it's on us. That's what that's about. Someone also put in there, if someone dies and you're at their bedside, that piece of paper, you know what I'm saying, is what solidifies who can and cannot do that. What does that have to do with your commitment to that person? That sounds like to me you need the government to give you permission to be there for the individual that you spent your life with. That's all that says to me. Someone else has to give you the right or give you permission to take care of the person that you love. So if you don't have, I can be with this person 20 years, take care of them, that I can be the only person that person knows in their whole life. But simply because I don't have a piece of paper, the doctor is going to stop me from helping or being there for my loved one. That's what that says to me. That says nothing about love, honesty, trust, and commitment. None of that. So again, the reason why I haven't had an individual has kind of said the same thing to me. How do you know what this person is doing? How do you know? How do you know? See, that's a feeling. I can't honestly tell you how do you know. That's something that you, once you understand who you are and you find that right person, you're going to know. You haven't found that person yet. So you need to keep searching. You honestly need to keep searching and finding who you are. I promise you, when you find out who you are, when you get into self, you do your self-work, you do the things that to make you better. Because again, a lot of the choices that we make are based off of what we know and our experiences, what we've been raised by, what we've seen. That's how you calculate what you think a commitment or a marriage or a relationship is supposed to be like. This is why a lot of y'all got this big old issue with this Will and Jada situation. I still feel that is a distraction. But what you should have got out of that situation is to let you know that what you feel about relationship and marriage ain't it. Them two been together 25 years. They have absolutely been cheating on each other. However, whatever word you want to use for it, they have been sleeping with other people since the 90s. They have been figuring themselves out and figuring out how they collectively work together these 25 years. And it's none of y'all's business on how they choose to do that. You're basing what you feel off of because God said this, that, and a third. You don't even know if God said that. You need to look up what marriage is. Do research on where that stemmed from. I'm not telling you to just denounce everything that your grandma and your mama taught you, but you need to understand that your grandma and your grandma and your mama, you know what I'm saying, they have been taught the same things. You need to go abroad. Meet other people. See how other cultures, you know what I'm saying, deal with relationships. Get out of this box that you've lived in. Because at the end of the day, if you're in a situation and it doesn't feel good, it ain't good. Your relationship is a vibe. Jamar said that last night while he was talking, when he was talking about a similar situation. Relationships are vibrational. Like, I can feel when my king is not right. I can be in the best mood. I can be chilling. Me and my cousin could be out having drinks, you know what I'm saying, dancing and all of that stuff. And then just immediately, I'll just have this wave of anguish to come over me. And all of a sudden, my mood is just not the same. Because I can feel him. And 9.5 times out of 10, there's something going on with him. And vice versa. I'll be in my feelings about something. Something's going wrong. I was expecting something and I was disappointed. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I'll get a text. You all right, mama? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's our vibrational pull. He could be in a whole nother state. And he can feel me. There is no piece of paper on earth, you know what I'm saying, that can create that. That's our vibe. So this is how you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Again, even with a piece of paper, how do you know your man is committed? Like, this is what I don't understand. Why do y'all think that piece of paper all of a sudden, that's just like with a restraining order. A restraining order is a document that is supposed to mandate that you stay away from an individual. That's what that is. Now you tell me how many people have violated restraining orders. How does that permanently and guarantee you that individual is not going to be around you? It's going to stay 100, 1,000 feet or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to stay away from you. How is that piece of paper enforcing that? It doesn't. There's so many women who done got restraining orders against abusive men and they're dead right now. Because that dude didn't give a damn about that piece of paper. Piece of paper don't mean nothing. And that's the same with your marriage. You going into a church and saying your vows in front of individuals and all that stuff is not going to make your husband or your wife stay committed to you. That's why infidelity is on our time. That's why divorce is on an all-time high. Because it does not make them do that. So what is it going to, so how do you make somebody stay? How do you know? How? It's a vibe, first off. And secondly, you need not be worried about possessing somebody for the rest of your life. Get that out your brain. Stop thinking that marriage literally means that. That doesn't mean spiritually, maybe. Physically, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. Life has proven that. You can argue with me about that all day. You can say because you don't know what it is because you've never been married. You can say that all day, but you can't lie with the numbers. Divorce is on an all-time high. And all of y'all are going in front of y'all's God. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? I would have to question. Y'all guys speak so highly of your God. You speak so highly of your way of life. You argue and get upset with people like me who say something different, but yet you don't even respect your own religion. You don't even respect your own God. Because y'all go into these churches yearly. They make these big old parties, say these vows, and do the exact same opposite. So what does that even say about your faith and how you truly feel about your God? You need to love yourself. And when you love yourself, that is going to attract the right people to love you. You know, before I lost my arm, you know, before I had a steady relationship, I never thought I would have one. I was always the girl that my male friends wanted me to be just that, their friend. They wouldn't lust after me. They weren't attracted to me in a sexual way, but they were attracted to my energy and, you know what I'm saying, and my goodness or whatever it is in me that they liked. So I was little sis. So I was around them all the time. I always had friends. I always had male friends. So I put in my mind, you know what? I'm going to be content with that. I'm not about to think that my life, you know what I'm saying, is incomplete because these dudes don't want to have sex with me. Let me just put it on out there plain. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I took that. I just was grateful that I at least, you know what I'm saying, had male friends, because I know some people who not only, you know, can't find a person to be romantic with, they have an issue with, you know what I'm saying, relating to men and at all. And I never had that problem. My mother only had one child. And when I say I got brothers, I have brothers. And then when I lost my arm, that doubled it up for me. So I couldn't find a real boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, before I lost my arm. Well, I had 2 relationships, but they didn't work. You know, they were with me because of what I can do for them. You know what I'm saying? They saw the type of woman I was. They knew that I was going to ride, die, support, all that stuff. So they took advantage of that. So after that and losing my arm, I was like, well, men only want me because of what I can do for them. And now that I lost my arm, you know what I'm saying? I'm fat, 1 arm too. So yeah, nah, definitely not about to find a husband. That's how I felt, honestly. And instead of taking it negatively, I was just like, that's going to be all right. You know what, universe? I just want people in my life to be genuine. I don't care what or how we relate to each other. Whether it be my friends, my family, whether it be romance, even if they just fuck buddies. Whoever it is that comes into my space and comes into my world, I just want them to be genuine. I want them to, you know what I'm saying, to really care about me. Just like because I know anybody that comes into my life, I truly care about. You ask anybody that I have met. Soon as I meet you and we have dialogue back and forth for a while, you're my friend. That's how I see that. You know what I mean? Like that's how I am. So I was cool with that. I was grateful just to be cool, just to be okay. I got friends. Just let the people in my life be good. I don't even need all the extra stuff that we ask for in a marriage for our husband and I just wanted genuine people in my life. And because that's what I wanted, that's what the universe gave me. So everybody that's in my inner circle right now is genuine, and that includes my man. He is genuine in every light, with all flaws. That has nothing to do with no piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? What he has done for me. What, you know what I'm saying, the type of impact he has made on my life. How he loves me. All of that stuff. There's no preacher, no rabbi, no priest, no piece of paper in this world that'll tell him to do that. No one had to tell him to do that. And I spent the beginning of my relationship, insecure, assuming this, asking the same questions, the same exact questions. Does he really love me? Is he, you know what I'm saying? Is he going to leave me? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to find somebody else that's more financially stable? Is he going to find somebody else who, you know what I'm saying, who has a better body? Is he going to find somebody else who got 2 arms? I thought all of those things. How can he truly be committed to me? I'm here. I'm on disability. All I do is talk on Facebook. I don't really do anything. I really can't give him or be the wife, you know what I'm saying, that I'm supposed to be for him because of what I'm lacking. I used to think those things and used to rack my brain, and I used to put myself in a depression because I didn't know who I was. I didn't realize who Tamara really was. And once I realized that, damn it, you are God on this planet. You are, you know what I'm saying? You are love. You are everything. You are all of those things. You are amazing with or without him. Like, you are the sunshine. You are the moon. You are the stars. All of the things that we want a man to say to us or feel about us, I had to realize and feel that way about myself. And anybody that knows me, I don't really like talking about myself in that light. It's weird. But I promise you, I know who the fuck I am. And because I know that, there is no man on this earth that can come into my presence and not be blessed. And if you are foolish enough, you know what I'm saying, not to dwell, and you know what I'm saying, and to embrace that, then that's on you. That is your loss. It is never my loss. So that's why I don't worry. That's why my man could be in Colorado. He can be in Africa. He can be on goddamn Mars. You know what I'm saying? With a sea of beautiful women. Be all up in that. I have no worries. Because all the sea of beautiful women and all that, they're not the other half of his soul. They can't touch him like I do. That's just what that is. And until honestly you feel that and you experience that, you're never going to understand what I'm saying. But it starts with self. Stop allowing this society, and I'm sorry, your religion, to make you a prisoner. You know what I'm saying? Like your life is your life is not to just find a mate. That's not what this life is about. Find your purpose. Figure that out. I promise you, on your road to finding your purpose, you will find a person for you. I wasn't looking for him. I promise you that. Was not looking for that man. Did not think that man was even in my reach. I was chilling on Black Planet, minding my damn business. Trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to love me now that I have one arm. I wasn't thinking about no nigga at all. I was just posting my pictures like, yeah, this is my new normal, so we about to make this normal. And that's what attracted me to him. He saw me, I would have one arm, and I'm smiling, and I'm just living my life. That's what brought him to me. So, I implore you, find yourself. Don't worry about the what ifs and what can be and all that. You don't control that. Again, people are not possessions. You cannot make nobody do or be where they don't want to be. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got going on. And I don't care who signed that piece of paper. I don't care what state you was in when you got it signed. I don't care which denomination of Christianity you are a part of. You know what I'm saying? That you thought that just made it valid. I don't care about none of that. None of that is going to make that man stay with you or love you properly. None of that. That is voluntary. It is something that you, just like you voluntarily want to do, they have to feel the same exact way. Point blank and period. So from my experience, the best way to find that is by finding yourself. You find yourself, you unlock every and anything else. I can promise you that. That's the way my universe is set up. So I love y'all. I hope what I said helped a bit. I hope I answered my friend's question. You know what I'm saying? With all respect. And yeah, I feel like we really need to get into self. Like, I was kind of upset a bit about this whole little Will Jada situation, because it's like, you know, we got a lot going on. There's a lot more important shit that we need to be talking about and discussing than them. But what I will say is their little situation was, I feel, the catalyst to this conversation. Because you guys look at them and your Jay-Z's and Beyonce's of the world, and y'all look at them as relationship goals. You are looking outside of yourself for how to relate, you know what I'm saying, to your other half. You're trying to figure that out through someone else's universe on how that's supposed to work for yours, and that's not how that works. Find out about you, what makes you comfortable, what you can live with, what makes you happy. You figure that out, the rest of that stuff you don't have to worry about. I can promise you that. Be love. Stop searching for it. Somebody told me that a long time ago, and it didn't hit me until recent. You have to be love. You can't, if you're not it, you have to be what it is that you want. It's called reflection. So if love is what you want, then you need to be it. And yes, you have to give it first, and you have to give it freely, and you have to be okay with that. If you're going into a situation thinking that, oh, I'm just not, you're going to get hurt. It's love. Most of us don't know what love is. We're still trying to figure it out. So you're going to have some hurt and pains. That person is definitely going to do some shit to piss you off. Trust me, I know. But at the end of the day, if y'all are love, if y'all supposed to be together, you're going to figure that out. You're going to figure, and I don't care how long, I don't care what you do. If you having entanglements with other people, if you, whatever. And it's nobody's business, you know what I'm saying, or job to tell you, you know what I'm saying, what it is what your deal breaker is. Doesn't matter what someone else can or cannot tolerate. It's about you and what you can deal with. We put way too much stock on sex. I'm going to throw that in there as well. Sex is one of the most minute parts of a relationship. And a lot of y'all are willing to give up y'all relationships for just that. Your man or your woman is doing everything else right, but simply because, like Jamar was saying, you know, he's trying to get rid of them billions of sperm at some point, you're willing to give up your whole relationship based off that one thing. If your marriage is based on sex, you got a problem. Whole problem. Honestly, a good fit for a relationship changes even within the relationship. It works, but if you have the right one, it works. Exactly. Like, I'm absolutely not the same person I was when I was 25. I met my king when I was 25 years old. I was still Similac. Sorry for those, you know, for people under 30. That's how I see y'all. That's Similac, Enfamil, whichever, you know, baby formula you want to call it. But you're still a child at 20. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And emotionally and in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? I am absolutely not the same person that I was 10 years ago. So whoever I have evolved into, The same with him. The individual that he has evolved into, we still connect. That's why we're still together. Because change is constant. You want to change. You want to be your higher self. That's a part of your journey to become who you are. And that continues. That's a continuous cycle until, you know what I'm saying, you leave this realm. So 10 years, when I'm 45, not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to my ancestors that the person I am at 45 and the person who he is, he's 10 years, he'll be 55. You know what I'm saying? I pray and meditate and, you know, holler at the ancestors that who we are then will still, you know what I'm saying, be together. I truly, truly hope that. But I don't know. I have no idea. Only thing I do know is I will love that man to life. And as long as I'm breathing, I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that he's all right. Even if he's with somebody else. I'll say that again. Even if he's with somebody else. See, y'all don't know what love is. Y'all say these vows, you talk this forever, but you really don't know what that is. This is why you can get a divorce, and this is why you feel like you can separate from somebody that you said you was going to be with forever and then don't want nothing completely to do with them. I will never want anything but greatness for my man. Like I said, I don't care who he's with. He is the other half of my soul. That is what a twin flame relationship is. Research it. I will only want the best for him. And even if that means leaving him alone. If me not being with him is going to help him find his purpose and fulfill his karmic debts and everything that he is supposed, because he came into this world to fulfill his purpose, not to love me. Remember that. You come into this world to fulfill your purpose. Not to entangle yourself with people. Other people's journeys is not your business. Even your mates. Gotta remember that. We absolutely will, Shireen. We absolutely will. You know, we're going to get this, this divine feminine popping on this Pump Queen podcast. Because, yes, I know you are definitely in a twin flame relationship. And I know that you have a plethora of knowledge to share. So we're definitely going to get that popping. But this was supposed to be a response to someone who asked me a question. And I hope that I answered it. And I hope that I've given a more well-rounded perspective, or a different, I'll just say different perspective on what marriage and relationship is. And hopefully that can help in your journey in finding that happiness. Because at the end of the day, that's what everybody is looking for. You're looking for happiness. And if you really was watching Jada and Will, she said it herself. You can't find happiness outside of yourself. She tried it. She tried to have sex with a whole young dude to find happiness. And it didn't work. I mean, just look at her life. You know what I'm saying? She's an actress. She's married to Will Smith. She has 2 children. I don't care how y'all feel about, how they are and what they're about and all this other stuff, but she's living the dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's in an open marriage where she can do, they can explore certain different things and all that. I mean, you would think she would have the perfect life, right? But that whole time at the table, they were talking about how broken they was and how they was in this inside, and she was healing this person, and in turn that person healed her. So again, money, fame, none of that means shit. When it comes down to the heart, to the mind, the soul, that means nothing. That pieces of paper don't mean anything. Jada and Will Smith have everything you can ever ask for in this life. And yet they are going going through person to person, still trying to figure out how to be happy. And with all of that searching, what they realize is that they're never going nowhere where they're concerned. They're never going to break up. It doesn't matter how far they go or who they deal with. Cosmically, they're attached to each other. And that's why they fist pumping and you know what I'm saying, on table talks talking about this. Because they understand that. And it took them going through infidelities and whatever it is that they went through to get to that. Physically makes sense, but no way that man was emotionally or mentally mature enough to understand where she was coming from, as evident by what's happening. Well, I'm talking about Will. If you're suggesting to August, absolutely. Like, to be quite honest, Jim, I even got a even different perspective on where that's concerned. I personally feel that was a little predatorial. I'm gonna repost it. I think it was Derek Jackson that made a video about that. Because Will and Jada are definitely older. I don't know exactly how old August Alsina is, but he is definitely a good 15, almost 20 years younger than them. And you definitely did the way y'all expressed it, how he came to you sick. Will even said it, yo, Og, he was so sick. So I don't see how, and which is why there was a sister who made a comment about that on Jamar's live about how the whole teacher and student thing. So, and I get where she was coming from. In that situation, it was almost like Jada was, August's doctor, or, what I'm saying, or spiritual guide or teacher of some sort. He went to them for help, and somehow they got into it, and she needed some help too. So she used this boy sexually, to also heal herself. And I personally don't agree with that. Because had he not been sick, would that have went down that way? And I feel like August definitely, thought that Jada was going to leave Will and for good and actually be in a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? She didn't make it clear to that boy that they was in an entanglement. That she was trying to find happiness. And that she was broken too. And that we're going to help each other. She didn't make that clear. She kind of preyed on that boy's innocence. That's how I feel about it. That is definitely a perspective, that came to my mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But this is why I say you need to find out who you are. This is why finding you is so important. You cannot go looking for self in others. You can't look for love, happiness, fulfillment, none of that in others. That has to come from you. Because when that comes from you, you can honestly avoid shit like this. When you're emotionally sound and balanced, you can peep the fuckery from far away. But when you're broken and sick, you know what I'm saying? Anything that feels good can feel like the right thing in the moment. Sex feels good in the moment. But it can bring life, but it can also bring death. So just because things give you temporary, good feelings, don't make it the right thing. That's why you need balance. So yeah, I just, you gotta love up on yourselves, guys. And please, you need to really just, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you got to think of marriage, find a different perspective on marriage and relationships. Or you guys are going to be miserable for the rest of your lives. I'm going to keep it real, married or not. Because we're human and we all make mistakes. And you know what I'm saying? Even the Bible says the hands of the flesh will fail you. So why are you looking for your happiness, in a being, that can absolutely fail you? Love is in here. Happiness is in here. and people you're experiencing them. Remember that. Every person that you meet, every relationship is an experience. Think of it that way. You are experiencing this individual for however the time allows. You don't get to know that, just like you don't know the day or the hour when the Lord's coming back. That's another thing. I just thought of that. You're content with not knowing the day and the hour. You know what I'm saying? When your God is coming to get you, but you just have to know if your man is you know what I'm saying, is doing this. Is he going to do this? Is he's going to do that or not going to do this? That don't make no sense. Just do you. Be the best you. And you're going to attract the best. That's how that works. If you get into a relationship that does not work, that was a lesson. That's another thing. We got to stop looking at failures as failures. That's not a failure. You have to learn. Life is a journey. So if you come across an individual that's not supposed to stay, they're supposed to teach you something. Learn that lesson and be grateful for the lesson. That's how you got to see that. And you got to get to know people, guys. That's another thing. Get to know the people that you're with. Sorry, religious folk. Y'all need to chill with the shacking up. You need to shack up with niggas these days. You do not know who you are with. I'm sorry. You do not know. I understand I used to work for back in the days and all that. And see, back in the days, it was different. See, back in the days, we weren't all in the same community. Most people dated somebody that they went through their whole, school curriculum, all grammar school with. They all lived on the same block. Everybody's family knew everybody's family. They aunt, they uncles. Y'all done been to everybody's barbecue over the past 30 years. So yeah, you knew the people that you were around. You knew them your whole life. Well, see, things are different now. You meet people off the internet, other states, other countries, people that you are not around on a regular basis, people you do not know their family background. You need to know these things before you're making a commitment. You don't know who you're with. And I'm sorry, 1 year, 2 years is not enough to say that you know a person so well that you can commit your life to them forever. That's not enough time. I'm sorry. It's not. Been with my man 10 years. I'm still learning things about him. I can promise you that. Again, we change. You meet a person's representative when you meet them. I don't care who you are. It's not about lying. It's not about being deceitful. You do not walk out your house without washing your ass and washing your face and taking the coal out your eyes and fixing your hair. You don't leave your house looking crazy. But when you wake up, that's how you look. That would be the authentic you, right? No, you won't clean yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do the nasty little disgusting things that everybody does, picking your nose, pulling out your wedgies. You're not about to do that in front of somebody that you dating or trying to get to know. You ain't about to do that. So you're meeting someone's representative. You need to get to the nitty gritty. Find out the person, when they wake up in the morning, what they breath smell like, that's that person. You ain't gonna know that unless you live with an individual. And that goes with any relationship. It ain't even got to be romantic. Me and I stayed with my oldest friend. I've known her for 25 years. I stayed with her for 1.5 years. That is the first time her and I ever got into a real argument. Because we was in such close quarters. It was different, you know what I'm saying, waking up and going to each other's houses. It's a whole different situation when I'm right there every morning. You know what I'm saying? In her personal space every day. That was different. And she loves me and I love her. But we got on each other's nerves. Because we're not used to that. We're honestly not taught to live amongst each other. We're not taught to figure out each other, you know what I'm saying, and make compromises. That's not what we're taught. So I didn't know certain things, you know what I'm saying? There's certain ways that she lives that I can, and vice versa. Wouldn't have known that had I not lived with her. So you talking about being with somebody forever? Yeah, no, I need to know everything. I need to know your mama. I need to know your daddy, grandma. I need to know all that. I need to know how you relate to your sisters, your brothers. I need to know all of that. You know what I'm saying? I need to know what you know what I'm saying, your hygiene, you know what I'm saying, how you take care of your hygiene. Everybody smell good when they walk out their door. But what if you in your house for 2 days, you got the day off? You know what I'm saying? You just chilling for a couple of days. Do you stink then? You know what I'm saying? How you keep your house? I know some men, they fresh to death when they at work. You go to their house, stank. Dirty drawers everywhere. Food cups everywhere. But they smell like Gucci, Chanel, whatever the new male, you know what I'm saying, favorite male cologne is right now. Smell all expensive. The house is trash. Because they're the cliche man who think that it's a woman's job to clean up after them. Their mamas didn't teach them how to do laundry or none of that because they're a man. They come to work fresh to death, but while they're dating you, they're expecting you to take care of that. But you don't find that out until after you have sex, you're 6 months in, and y'all talking marriage. Now what? See how that works? But you done invested 6 months. You invested time and all of this stuff. So now you feel like you're obligated to deal with that. No, ma'am, Pam. Women too. I know some nasty women. Make no sense. Can't keep up. They look fly to death. Weave all down their back is, Beyonce curl, Mac late night. The face beat is always right. But they kids got, dirty clothes on and snot coming out their nose and their hair sticking up all on top of the side of their head and whatnot. And you don't know that while you out with her at the club and you dancing and y'all going out. You don't see none of that. Like, you got to get to know folks, man. You have to get to know who you are with. I'm sorry. So you need to be shacking up. All of that. You need to know all of that. Okay? How about you lay off the sex? How about that? Why don't you save that for last? Because that's what we do. We get sexually attached to people. And then start compromising everything else. We got to stop doing that. Know who you are and know who you getting yourself entangled with. That takes time. And this is why I said, for those who believe in marriage so wholeheartedly, you should not be marrying somebody that you have not been with at least a decade. You should not be married to nobody that you ain't met their family, or, or at least know a good amount about, their background. I'm sorry. If you're dating somebody with children, you need to find out who they baby mamas and baby dad. You need to find out all that stuff. I'm sorry. That is your business if you're going to be with that person forever. If that's not your biological child, you have to deal with that biological parent. There's no way you're committing yourself to an individual and you think that you're going to separate yourself from their kids or that situation. That's not a real marriage. That's not a real commitment. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense because those children are their reflection. How could you be with somebody and not love their kids? How could you not feel responsible for their children? How could you not see those children as not yours? How do you do that? You have to build a real strong foundation so that when the hard times roll around, you won't just leave. You want to work it out because that person is so important to you. Exactly. Again, I have no children. My king has 2. There's nothing that I won't do for them babies. Most of the time I don't have to because that's the type of dad he is. But there's nothing that man can't ask me for his children. I don't care what his baby mama's got going on. And I don't have issues with them either. But doesn't matter what they got going on. Those are his seeds. Those are an extension and a reflection of him. And if I say that I love him, that means that I love them. It's just what that is. That's why I love the Nation of Islam Code of Dating. The women get to ask all these questions. I have my ex-wife call me and ask all sorts of questions. See? That's what I'm saying. That's how that's supposed to work. So like Jennifer said, your foundation needs to be solid. But the only way to do that is if you get to know who you're with. You have to set that foundation. Y'all need to be on one accord. Y'all need to communicate. You need to understand who you're with, what they, what they feel they need to be happy. To be quite honest, it again comes from self, but these are the conversations that need to be had before sex. What are you looking for in a relationship? What What do you see as the man's role or the woman's role? That changes. There is no cookie cutter, blueprint, honestly, on what a man and a woman is supposed to do in a relationship. Stop looking at that. We are living in a time where none of that matters. We're in a time where some women are providers, and some men are caretakers, and vice versa. That's the type of climate that we live in. This is why you're supposed to teach your children everything. If I have a son, my son is going to know how to do laundry. He's going to know how to cook. He's going to know how to clean. He's going to know how to take care of a child. Because if he has kids one day, he needs to know how to help his wife or his significant other or whatever with that baby. Vice versa. My daughter, she's going to, she's going to be the best woman in the world, but she's also going to know how to go out there and hustle. She's going to know how to, start her own business. She's going to have her own money. She's going to know how to take care of herself, because just in case her king, something happens for whatever reason, she can hold her family down. Relationships are not 50-50. Sometimes they're 80-20. Sometimes they're 60-40. Sometimes they're 70-30. And that switches depending on what's going on. And that's not a problem. I know for a fact my king is going to protect me. But guess what? I'm absolutely going to get my gun license. I absolutely will protect myself when I'm not around him. I'm not just going to be like, oh, it's my man's job to protect me. Oh, it's my man's job to provide for me, and just sit around and just wait for somebody to save me. No, ma'am. When my king is here, I let him do his thing. When he's not here, he don't got to worry, because I'm making sure I'm doing my thing. So that's one thing he doesn't have to worry about while he's out there in the world, providing or whatever it is. Because that's something that men worry about. I don't think women think about that. You give them the job to be the provider and the protector and all that, but you don't understand that that's what they think about all the time. So if they feel like they're not in a position to do that, you don't understand how that fucks with them. Which is why I always got to make sure I'm on point. Because I don't need him worrying about me while he's out there doing what he's supposed to do. Home is taken care of. That's what a relationship is, guys. So yeah, I'm not going to continue to talk your ears off. But yeah, that was my $2 for that question. Again, I hope I answered it. I hope that what I have said, can help give either some clarity on what you got going on or what you may need to change. Because this life ain't going to get no easier. I promise you. There's more to come. And you have to make sure your foundation is straight. Because if you don't, your house is going to crumble. And you're not going to be able to rebuild it. Your foundation has to be set. If your foundation is set, even if the roof come off, your house is still going to be there. and you can rebuild on top of that. That's why your foundation has to be strong, and that piece of paper ain't your foundation. Okay? It is not. You, how y'all relate to each other, what y'all build together, that is your foundation. Worry about that. Everything else will fall into place. I can promise you that. So I love y'all. Got some phone. Some people been calling me, so I got some business to take care of. But I appreciate y'all's time and y'all energy as always. Please continue to support the brand. Donate $27 or more to our Cash App or our PayPal, and you will absolutely get our awesome brand t-shirts to let everybody know that you rock with Ampspiration TTV. Make sure that you tune into our new podcast, Plump Queen Podcast Global. I think I need to add that to the name to it, because I've definitely been connecting with a lot of sisters from across the globe. It is an amazing, divine, feminine takeover. I'm very excited about it, and make sure you continue to tune in. We're gonna I'm gonna probably go live tomorrow with the two sisters, one from Holland and one from London. And I'm also going to have my sister Divine Chakras LLC to come on Thursday. She's another sister that I wanted to bring a part of the situation. So it's just really dope. How we are bringing women together. We are uniting women. We are making progress, and I am just uberly excited about what's to come, with that. So please continue to tune into to our YouTube pages. I actually mistakenly made 2 of them, so I'm going to turn one into the Plump Queen podcast. So bear with me. I'm figuring this all out. But yes, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of this Ampspiration. Make sure that you shop at Tiffy's Corner. I cannot wait until my July package comes in. It is CBD and hemp infused, so I cannot wait to get the full effects of those benefits. But always go to tiffyscorner.square.site. Make sure that you use my name, Plump Queen, to get your 10% off. That is infinity. I don't care how many times you order, you keep using my name, you're gonna keep getting those discounts. All right, so I love y'all enjoy the rest of your moon day, and yeah, love yourself, find yourself, and you'll unlock your happiness. Be inspired. Peace.